Welcome to The After Show, the show where we bring it to you raw and real about your favorite mainstream and reality TV shows and the actors we love or love to hate. Tonight we'll be talking about Tyler Perry's Too Close to Home, Season 2, Episode 4. We have a lot to talk about. This thing is heating up, and I mean boiling over. But before we get into all of that, you guys, I want to introduce you to the people who make it possible. Number 2, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm guy number 2. Pull up and have a seat because you're definitely in for a treat.
A treat and a couple of tricks as well. A couple of tricks as well. Also joining us is guy number 3. Guy number 3, introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm guy number 3 and I'm ready to put it down.
And he does put it down, way down. Okay. And listen, you guys know that you can't have a show without the lovely, the opinionated Trinity.
Hey everybody, it's me. I'm here, and I got the perspective, that female perspective on tap. Tap it.
On tap, you guys. On tap, 100%, 100 proof on tap. All right, guys, and as you know, I am TLC Cowan, the talk of New York, your host for this episode, and we're about to tear the house down. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, you guys, we are back with another episode of Tyler Perry's Too Close to Home. This episode is entitled A Happy Invasion. And I don't know if it was a real happy invasion, but some stuff went down in Happy, Alabama, and we're going to talk to you guys about it. I'm telling you, it was some mess going on in that little trailer park. All right, so look, let's start it off right now because I got a lot of questions for you guys, and I want you guys to weigh in hard and heavy, okay? So look, I'm going to start with guy number 2. Sheriff Mobley stops by the diner to speak to Bonnie about her mom's living conditions and learns that the Secret Service may be in town. He also threatens Bonnie to the fact that her mom could be brought up on charges for shooting at Shelby, and also that he may report to a judge that she's living in squalor. What do you think? What do you think about the opening scene with Sheriff Mobley stopping by to give Bonnie all of this heavy information?
Well, Sheriff Mobley's being a little nice nasty, telling her she better clean up that doggone trailer or somebody's getting shipped up out of there. And I think he's really, really serious about it. He's trying to be nice, but I think he's being serious. He's going to get that mother out of that trailer. He's serious.
Yeah, he's being nice, nasty for real. And it's clear to me that everyone knows each other in this town. I wouldn't be surprised if they're all not related. I wouldn't be surprised if that sheriff ends up being that mama's brother, illegitimate, half-bred, somebody, uncle or cousin or something, a mess. But look, I'm going to move on to guy number 3. Guy number 3, Nelson and Brody arrive at the diner to surprise Octavia. Okay, his sister. So Octavia leaves Nelson behind after giving him a great big hug and being surprised that he's home early. She leaves him behind, having a meal, and she heads out because she wants to get home to that trailer to her sister-in-law, Regina, to make sure that she's not found in a compromising situation that could hurt her brother Nelson. Do you think it's necessary for Octavia to run ahead, in an attempt to save him from being hurt?
Yes, definitely, because if he gets to that house and see his wife in an uncompromising situation, she'll have to pull out a gun and kill both of them. Dead. Clean on off the planet. So I think she's making tracks like a reindeer to get over there to the house and see her, make sure her brother's wife wasn't out there doing nothing she had no business doing.
Guy number 3, I love this accent of yours because you sound like you are probably 2 blocks from the trailer park. I love this accent. So we're going to get some raw and real up close, you guys. And guy number 2, one of my favorite people to mock and mimic is that Phaedra Parks mama. And when he said, when guy number 3 said, it kill him dead, he sounded just like favorite mother. You know that Trinity, she says my favorite line about her mother is, I don't want to come home over here and walk in and find everybody dead. So I love it, guy number 3. I love it. All right, look, guys, I love also the line that the sheriff delivered to Brody at the diner. He said, "You have more women problems than women." I said, "Now, wait a minute, sheriff," with this slick mouth. "You have more women problems than a woman." I said, "Whoa." I would have tripped that thing on the way out. I would have tripped him on the way out. All right, so look, Brody actually owns this diner. Who knew, right? I didn't know that Brody owned the diner. Did you guys know that?
I did not know.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, they said Brody owns the diner. You know, Octavia spilled those big, and it's amazing. I actually like Octavia because Octavia has given us the information that we didn't know. She's filling in the gaps, and you know, I see women like Octavia. I grew up with women like Octavia who were on the block, and I remember the one woman in particular. Her name was Stacy. And she was heavy-set, and she was dark-skinned, and she had short hair, and she knew everybody and knew everything. And she also knew the price of every sub sandwich at the store. She knew what the bologna and cheese cost. She knew what it cost with lettuce and tomatoes. She knew what the corned beef cost, the corned beef with cheese or without cheese. She knew what the turkey. She knew what the turkey cost on a roll and the turkey on the hero. She knew what turkey cost on rye bread, wheat bread, white bread. I love her, and I love Octavia. All right, so look, I want to talk to Trinity here. Let's talk about the scene between Brody and Bonnie in the diner kitchen. Okay, to me, it was very Scarlett O'Hara and Red Butler. The camera angles were great. What did you think about the tone of that scene when Brody confronted Bonnie in the kitchen?
Brody, you know, like Sheriff Mobley said, got more women problems than women. He, you know, I think he's trying to really carve out his own life, and I think Bonnie is just trying to minimize her feelings. I think Bonnie is just trying to get back to the business of taking care of everybody because that's her safety net. You know, as long as she's busy taking care of everybody and working at the diner, you know, she can kind of ignore this, you know, this woman needs a companion side of her. So that's why she just came, you know, just kind of push it off on Brody, you know, holding back, you know, the tears and stuff. So I think that, that's her safety net, holding on to not holding on, if that makes any sense.
Okay. I thought it was a really sexy scene. The music they played, the tone of the voice, when Bonnie cried, it was a virtual rainforest on her face. I mean, it was just drenched. It was a waterfall. I said, Jesus.
I was hoping he would kiss her, but he didn't.
Yeah. But let me ask you, Trinity, from your perspective, do you think it was more powerful that he didn't kiss her? Or do you think it would have been more powerful if he had moved in and taken that kiss?
Just a kiss on the forehead. That would have been enough. That would have settled a whole lot of stuff going on inside of her. You know, it's a crazy day. Her life daily is crazy. So just a light peck on the forehead. No hugging, no touching, nothing. Just, you know, the forehead. That's it.
Do you agree with that guy, number 2? A light kiss on the forehead?
Yeah, maybe a light kiss on the forehead. Just kind of soothe her aching heart. I mean, because you could tell she was kind of heartbroken. She didn't want to let it go.
Y'all get on my nerves trying to be all angelic and stuff. Y'all know good and well, don't nobody want no kiss on no forehead. And Trinity and guy number 2, y'all know good and well that y'all have watched The Best Man as many times as I have watched it. And you know Nia Long did not appreciate nobody kissing her on the forehead, okay?
That's a different dynamic out here.
Be kissing me on my forehead, okay? All right, so let's move right along here, you guys, because I have a question for guy number 2. So look, Anna heads back to town after being left in the woods by Rebel. A strange figure is lurking, though, okay, and pops out from behind a tree, and it's Yuri, an agent of the president. Now, Yuri warns that if Anna doesn't talk to the president, and she will become a target. One that the president would rather destroy than have be a threat. How do you feel about that guy, number 2?
You know, I don't know. I'm kind of indecisive with that. You caught me off guard with that one. I don't know.
Well, she was caught off guard too. She was caught off guard too because that little daughter left her in the room, and this thing jumped out from behind a tree. I thought it was the Scooby-Doo Mysteries. I was like, wait a minute.
I don't know nothing about you.
It was Scooby-Doo.
What are you doing here?
Exactly. So let me get Trinity's opinion on that, since you kind of don't know which way to go, guy number two. Trinity, tell me. All right, so you're dating this man, secretly. You're having this affair, and he's the most powerful man in the world. Mm-hmm. Okay? Things kind of explode, get out of control. You try to dodge him and get back to happy Alabama, and then he tells you, he sends one of his agents out there to tell you, look, you get back with me, you talk to me, and you don't just run away from me, but if you don't, you're going to be a target. I'm going to consider you a threat, and it's going down. How do you feel? How do you feel about that, Trinity?
See, here's the thing. She didn't just quit. She was fired and sent back. So she's in a state of confusion and shock. However, the fact that the president is pretty much, chasing her down, so to speak. She's one of many. I mean, she's one of a string, of women. Why this particular girl? Why Anna in little happy Alabama? Why is he coming for her? What's so particularly special about her? And I think that's another thing that the First Lady is trying to figure out.
Well, maybe she's like that. Maybe she's like that Monica Lewinsky. Maybe she has the stain on her dress, and they really want to get the dress back. And if we bring the trick back, we can get the dress.
Okay.
Look,
and all you have to do is talk to the president. Talk to him about what? Talk to him about what?
Did you wash the dress or did you not? I don't trust you. Bring the dress back. Bring your behind back here with the dress. Okay? Stains and all. Okay, look, let's move on to guy number 3. Octavia arrives back at the trailer park. Okay, so Octavia, she has left. She is on the way back to the trailer park. She arrives with a delivery of food for Jolene. Now, that's Bonnie's mom up in that trailer. Mm-hmm. Okay, and unfortunately, she just misses the fact that Regina, her sister-in-law, and Elm, the neighbor, are doing the nasty in the back of an old nasty pickup truck, the Scooby-Doo van. And she literally just a few feet away from them, she goes and knocks on Jolene's window to deliver this food. So, guy number 3, I want to ask you, do you think Octavia should have caught them? Would you have liked to see her catch them? And what did you think about the conversation that she had with Jolene, where she has now put Jolene on her list of people who would spy for her for $10?
I think she's going to catch her, but I don't think she's going to catch her now. I think she's going to catch her in a couple episodes ahead. But I think she's recruiting Jolene to be her eyes and ears when she can't be there to watch. Because she says Jolene has all these mirrors, and when she be in the house doing her freaky little thing, she has to kind of close up the window. She be in there doing some freaky stuff. So she said, I got to close up the windows because Jolene got them mirrors, boy. She can see everything. So I think she's definitely going to recruit Jolene to be her eyes and ears for her.
Well, guy number 3, tell me something then. So what do you think Octavia is actually doing freaky? Because we haven't seen her, man. What's she doing?
I definitely think she's doing something freaky. Freaky hot. Hot and freaky.
I think she got a pole somewhere in the midst of that trailer. Maybe in her bedroom she got a pole. Aeronautical grade.
Dropping it down.
A military grade pole.
Down low.
In the middle of her bedroom, military grade.
Right, Mama Joe, get your freak on.
Okay.
Okay, look, Jolene reveals, during this conversation with Octavia, Jolene reveals that she's not much older than Octavia. In fact, she says, I'm only 44, not much older than you. And Octavia, who is nearly blown away from the window, says, well, how is that possible? Bonnie is only 32. I was like The Rock. My eyebrow went up immediately.
Whoa.
Someone is in someone else's daughter. So what do you think, Trinity?
Yeah,
I caught that too. I was like, oh, really? And so I had to come back around to whatever else that they were saying, because I said, well, gee, oh, wow. Okay. So I don't know. Is it a mother-daughter relationship? That's kind of tight.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Trinity. Because if Jolene is 44 and Bonnie is 32, and Bonnie is the oldest of the three, and the daddy done slept with the sisters and had babies, is the mama really the mama?
Exactly. That's why I said
Right.
Heck of a dynamic there.
And usually when you see people who are morbidly obese, or really even they don't even have to be morbidly obese, they can just be obese, have really bad weight problems and eating disorders and stuff like that, they usually have some emotional stuff going on. So I'd really like to see what this mother, Jolene, is holding in, or this supposed mother. What is she holding in? What has really confined her to that room? And I don't think it's her weight. I think it's the thing that caused the weight. What is it? What is she holding in emotionally? What secret is really keeping her attached to that bed? Absolutely, absolutely. So look, exactly. Octavia rose up on Elm as he claims to be working on an old truck. Okay, so she leaves the conversation with
He's working on the old truck.
He's working on an old truck, yet his pants are unbuttoned, his zipper is down, and he's wearing no shoes. Okay, and I'm like, a hot mess, or is it a hot time in Happy Alabama? What do you think, guy number 3?
I think it's a hot time in Happy Alabama. They getting it on in that truck, baby. They done busted out the seats, and they getting they happy on. Some skyrockets flying in that truck, boy. Her weaves all over the place. She just getting happy.
I know that's right. I know that is right. Guy number 2. Guy number 2, what do you think? Is it a hot mess or is it a happy time in Hot Town, Alabama?
It's definitely a happy time in Happy Alabama. I mean, I don't know what they got going on over there. It's hot and heavy. I thought it was hilarious when she walked up because she looked at him and was like, "Oh, your pants undone. Hey, how you doing?" And I was like, wait a minute. What is going on? You're supposed to be married, okay? And then she threw it back at him. You know, when she walked off, she threw those hips around the corner. I said, wait a minute. All right.
Wait a minute. It was very, wait a minute, Precious. Wait a minute, Precious. Now, look. I want to ask Trinity. So, Trinity, weigh in. Is it a hot mess or is it a hot time in Happy Alabama?
You know, it's a little of both. You know, and then you know what? Shout out to Tyler Perry for that junky trailer set. I mean, he was out there in that muddy park in his socks. I don't know if anybody noticed that. It was muddy, and he had on socks, you know, in those jeans, you know, and he just tinkering away. Hot, yeah, because they're like rabbits when they get together. They're just, you know, that's it. They're just rabbits. It's messy because it's a trailer park. It's too small. Somebody's gonna find something out sooner or later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody will get their heads split.
You know what I found funny, and like you said, shout out to Tyler for that because there's always something to do. Let's do sex.
That's true.
Let's do sex. And clearly, that's what they're doing in Happy Alabama. And, you know, again, I just default back to Elm in those tight jeans. Even when they were unbuttoned and unzipped, they were tight. And I said to myself, I said, Victor pulled up on the wrong people. He shouldn't have pulled up on JB. He should have pulled up on Elm, and I bet you he would have got what he was looking for. A hot time in Happy Alabama. So look, I want to move on over here because I love the end of that scene as well when Elm said, "Looking good, Tavia," and she replied while looking back over her shoulder and flashing him a smile, "Don't be flirting with me, boy," and quickly stuck her rear end out as she walked away. It was very reminiscent of, you know, Loretta Devine telling Gregory Hines when she was in the scene with Gregory Hines. She said, "Oh, I hope he's not looking at me." And she put that walk on. I said, "Go get him, Loretta. Go get him, Loretta." And I said in this episode here, I said, "Go get him, Precious." Oops, I mean Octavia. Go get him. Okay. Okay. So some like them hot, some like them thick. Okay, look, listen, I'm going in because Trinity, I told you guys in almost every episode, I love a big old thick. I like something with some thick meat on it. Like I like a little belly. I have to lift it up and get to where I'm going. I don't mind. I got 20-inch guns. We could do it all day. I ain't scared. All right, so look. We see that Sheriff Mobley has made his way over to Frankie's trailer and is having coffee, which is weird to me, right? Because we don't know Sheriff Mobley to even know Frankie. Nobody really knows Frankie. And she thanks him for stopping by to check on her. Frankie finds it strange, however, that he stopped by in the middle of the day. It's not something that he normally would do, I guess. Yet, he reports to her, he seems to be reporting to her, you guys, about Jolene's living conditions, at which point Frankie reveals that she just, why are you telling me I'm a bookkeeper at the mill, and that's it? And the sheriff replies, not true. You and I know that that's not true. So she's hiding something, you guys. And I'm going to ask you again, and I'm going to start with guy number 3. What do you think Frankie is hiding?
Frankie is definitely hiding something. She knows something more than what's going on around that town that she's saying she is. She's just trying to keep a low profile and not tell everybody what everybody's dirty. She definitely knows about it more than she's saying she knows.
Well, what is she hiding, though? Who is she? Why is the sheriff reporting anything to her?
I think the sheriff wants to get her input, wants to get the dirt from her. That's why he wants to report to her. He wants to see if she can give him some dirt. But she ain't biting.
Okay. Well, I'm going to disagree with that, and I'm going to jump to guy number 2. And I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that guy number 3, because everybody in the town seems to run their mouth. So he can get dirt, all day long. Dirt is being kicked up in the air. So Frankie is hiding something, in my opinion. Guy number 2, tell me, what do you think Frankie is hiding?
Other than the fact that I said, she might be the daughter of the doctor, Brody's dad, I don't know what she's actually hiding. I think she's more so hiding from someone. So she might have some ties to D.C. some kind of way. But she definitely is she's hiding. I think she's hiding from somebody. I don't know. We have to wait and see. But she's hiding from somebody.
It sounds viable. What about you, Trinity? What do you think from your vantage point?
Happy Alabama, where nobody knew about it. Now it seems it's like a bullseye on the map. For it to be a trailer park, now everybody's got their own little bullseye, on them. You run into Happy for what reason? Are you running from yourself? Are you running from your past? Are you running from an abusive relationship? Clearly, Frankie is not, happy, I guess. Now, she's sad about something. And so happy is kind of a place where she can sort of heal herself or just maybe try to get some solace. She's a bookkeeper at the mill. But by profession, she's a therapist. And usually when you're a professional at something, that's a calling. And so you're going to gravitate back to it. You could do whatever, but you're going to gravitate back to your calling. So she can push it off as much as she like. I think she's hiding from somebody. I think she's hiding from her past. Maybe it's an abusive relationship. Maybe she does have to look over her shoulder to a certain extent.
You know what? That would make a lot of sense, right? So I'm going to play devil's advocate here. If she's hiding from an abusive relationship, still no reason why she can't interact with the other people around there and kind of form a community, because if she's ever found out, then certainly you're going to need some help. Right? You're going to need some help. And you want to kind of blend in to seem as normal as possible. You want people to know that you're Patsy instead of Frankie, right? And everybody needs to be able to vouch for the fact that you're Patsy. If somebody comes looking for you and they say, we don't know nothing about her, then that's a big red flag right there that this is somebody who's probably hiding. So I agree that she may be hiding from someone. But here's what I think, you guys, and I could be wrong, but I think she might be part of a federal investigation or a federal agent or something. And I think that she's also been planted there. Maybe she's hiding too, but I think that she's been planted there. And I think we're going to find out why she's planted there. Certainly, if the First Lady is slick enough to send people down there to keep an eye on Anna, then so is that president. And Yuri again was keeping an eye on her there. Keeping an eye on her there. I'm really interested in seeing who this woman turns out to be. And the reason that I just don't know if she's hiding from an abusive lover or boyfriend, that would just be another story thrown into the mix, and we don't like why.
Right.
Another black guy from where? Like who are you? Who are you being beat by? And what's the connection with everybody else in this park? Here's the thing: She could be Brody's half sister too. But again, why are you hiding? And who are you hiding from? And there's an indication.
Yeah.
There's an indication, two indications, you guys, that she's a badass. One is that she told that girl, Regina, she said, "Now I'm not going to have it from you no more."
Right.
She stepped down and she stepped forward.
She did.
So that
Yeah, she did.
and she told that sheriff, "I can defend myself. Now ain't no problem." That was one indication. Yeah, so there's something more to this chick, and I don't see nobody just beating her up and making her run. All right, so look, let's jump over here, you guys, because we're moving about pretty well here. I want to talk about somebody else who's moving about. Okay, that's Sheriff Mobley. He's a runabout, so it seems. Okay, now he went to flirting with Frankie, and well, she shut it down very quickly by asking about his wife. Okay, and then offering to call a woman on the phone. Now, Jolene had already revealed upon his visit to her trailer, as she lied in the squalor, he said, had already revealed in the previous episode that the sheriff runs about with another woman across town. But is there more? Right? Is there more, you guys, to the humping around of this here Sheriff Mobley? Is there more? Guy number 2, what do you think?
Okay, so here's what I think. I think Sheriff Mobley is actually the father to both Anna and Rebel. I mean, not Rebel. I'm sorry, Anna and
Jesus.
And Shelby. I think that he's their father.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Because when he comes to the trailer and he's talking to Jolene, and Jolene is trying to don't be threatening me and don't be telling me this, and he's insisted on getting her out of that trailer. I just got the distinct impression that he's like, I don't want my kid's mother to be over here in this trailer like this. I think they used to, date. I really do.
Wow.
So the man that they think is their father is not their father. Now, he might not necessarily be the older sister's father, but I think he's the father to the two, to Anna and Shelby. That's what I think.
Wow. I like that.
In which case, wow. Okay. Wow. Well, let me ask you this question then. If he is indeed the father to any of the 3 women, right, then the conversation that he has, which I want to talk about the rape, then that should have sparked some different kind of emotion from him. So let's kind of move a little on with that, and we're gonna double back around to that question. So look, Brody and Anna arrived back at his dad's house, and she revealed that her dad is Rebel's father. She reveals this information to Brody, okay, the lumberjack. Okay. Now, that not just that he's Rebel's father, but that she and her sisters were raped by their dad, and Brody threatens to take care of Anna's dad for her. And I quote, "I'll take care of it. He deserves to disappear. No one should ever see him again." Now, tragically, this forces Anna back into the arms of Brody, her old hunky beau. So, Trinity, do you see where this thing is going? Like, do you just melt, if you were Anna, do you just melt into Brody's arms and try to rekindle the lost love? Or do you take it as a friendly embrace and just let the cards lie where they might?
I think I let the cards fly where they might. She knows she messed up. Like, she knows she messed up. So with the cards fly where they may, and they actually end up being an item, well, it wasn't like anything forced. Obviously, Brody is genuinely upset, and he's ready to throw down. He's ready to make a watery grave. He's ready to, run over him with one of them lawnmowers. He's ready to do whatever it takes, because nobody, no woman should ever suffer that, and no, we don't need to see him again. We need to just go ahead on and make him disappear. And Brody was serious. You know,
oh, yeah,
he's very calm, but very serious, too. And those are the ones that you have to, you say everything you ever want to say in the same tone of voice, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem. Yeah. You know, when you are at the edge of your emotions and you just, you know, he just deserves to disappear. And that tone of voice, that's a problem.
Yeah, it is. But you know what's also a problem for me? People who think, okay, I'm just going to make people disappear. Like, it's no, it just rolls off like, you know, could you go to the store and get some bread, or I like a Pepsi. You know what I mean? We just make them disappear and mean it. So guy number 3, talk to me about that dynamic. Like, they just throw this I'll make you disappear thing, especially that Brody. I'll make you disappear, you know. Mm-hmm. He throws that around a lot. What do you think about that? Do you think Brody is secretly like Jason out of the mask or something? Like, what is going on with Brody?
I definitely believe he has a dean streak in him. I definitely think he can get down and dirty if he really wanted to. Mm-hmm. I think he's one of them people you just don't underestimate. Mm-hmm. You know, you get under his skin, he'll probably come at you in the worst kind of way.
Now, wait a minute. I just have to stop here for a minute, because you guys tuning in, Trinity and guy number 2. Guy number 3 is starting to sound like Rick Ross over here. Is that Rick Ross? Giving me a little Rick Ross over here.
The white meat, you know, he blowing their head off.
He getting slick. It's late. It's late. I don't know if he got a Heineken in his hand or something, or rolled up something. He like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying, Brody, can get it done if it needs to be done, Rick. You know.
Ready for you.
Wait a minute, okay? All right, look. Let's move along. We're almost done, you guys. Okay, look, let's cut to Victor and Valerie as Victor tries to convince her, Valerie, that Dax has enough power to have him and his family deported. Of course, Valerie, being rebellious, doesn't believe it at all. Now, frankly, I think for someone who started out working at the White House in D.C. and now finds themselves held up in Happy, Alabama in a trailer park with all these hillbillies, and I can't believe it's not Butterman, that she should really be believing that anything is possible. So look, Victor calls in a friend. Victor calls in a friend who is, who I'm guessing is probably going to be the senator that he slept with. Okay? So, guy number 2, do you think Victor is calling that senator and looking for help? And do you think that the senator is going to help him?
I think he's definitely calling that senator. I definitely don't think the senator is going to help him, though. I really don't. I think that because, the senator and Dax have a history of not liking one another, and I know that senator is privy to it, I think he's just going to uphold, the fact that he's not going to help him. Mm-hmm. But I definitely think that that's who he calls. Mm-hmm. Hands down. I definitely think that's who he calls.
See, that,
he's not going to help him, though.
Depending on what the First Lady has on him, though, too.
That's true.
And that's a factor.
First Lady got some dirt on the senator, that she's holding ransom. So that might be a determining factor as well. Because she's sitting on something. She wouldn't be talking so strong if she wasn't. She's sitting on something, She's saying she's going to make it worth, Dax, she said, whatever the problem is, I'll make it worth your while. So,
yes,
she's sitting on something.
She's sitting on something, and it clearly ain't her husband, because Anna was all over that, and then he had a heart attack, so she definitely ain't sitting on the husband.
She's been chasing her ever since, heart attack and all.
Exactly. So let's talk about that First Lady, that Caitlin, that Heather Locklear. So Heather Locklear takes this show up 300 notches as far as I'm concerned. As the blonde, really,
yeah, she does.
As the blonde bitch of her first wife, and First Lady, she tells Dax to stay in Happy, Alabama, to meet with the press, who will soon swarm the town. So that's who's rolling up, you guys. It's not Secret Service. It's the press, okay? And Dax thinks, well, this is very low of you. I want to go, and you're over here, trying to duel it out and ruin this chick from a trailer park. he basically proclaims. But, she's unbothered. These beautiful feathers are unruffled. And she responds back. She's like, look, this is coming from the guy who just had his little boyfriend's family deported.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Basically,
she's trying to figure out where she's coming from with that, because it's not the first time the president's been laying out what's so special about, this particular chick.
So
one phone call and you got that man's whole family deported. Don't start.
Right. So how low can you go? At least she's dealing with the person at hand. You going to dig up the family and uproot them and, have them leave their plantains behind and stuff. You know what I mean?
All the way around him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a little bowl of some culture on the table. They got to leave it and then head on back to Mexico, wherever they're from. Here's the thing, though. I think Heather Locklear, Caitlin, the First Lady, she is everything you want. Everything you want in a nighttime soap, BITCH. Okay? She is. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely. Hands down.
She's like the Diane Carroll of Dynasty.
Yeah, she put some love on this character for sure. Mm-hmm.
She did, and it's so cool. She doesn't break a sweat. She's unbothered. I love this chick. So glad she's in it, and she really makes everybody else act. What I like about this is that everybody's playing. Nobody's a bad actress or actor in this show so far, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. And so she's the benchmark. She's like the pinnacle. She's like, okay, you guys, bring it up here, because I'm not moving.
Yeah, exactly.
I am not moving. I love it. So look, you guys, very quickly. Brody and Anna talk to the sheriff, right? The sheriff finally arrives. As Trinity so put it, he walked his way over to where they were. Brody and Anna talk to Look, right, we need to change his name to Sheriff Mosley. He's Mosley and all. Okay, so look, Brody and Anna talk to the sheriff about her dad, and he promises to keep an eye on him. He said, I'll keep an eye on him. But they reveal that he only messes with the poor girls. The poor girls. So, Trinity, I want to ask your opinion about that comment, because I think there was something key there. Because Anna specifically said, you don't have to worry about all the girls, because he only messes with the poor ones. So what do you think about that?
The dynamic there probably is because it's an esteem issue, for lack of a better word. Maybe it's an esteem thing. Of course, when all around you is trailer parks, you don't really know that you're poor until you venture out. Like maybe say when the kids go to school, other kids are living in homes, and your home is the trailer park. So you don't really know that if your surroundings are all the same. It's only when you venture out that you know that you don't have some of the things that other people have. And one of the things is, some self-esteem. I mean, there's a stigma that goes along with being in a trailer park, and it's borrowed clothes, it's, hand-me-downs, it's, it's different things. It's, the trailer park is not clean, or you're just plain flat-out poor. And so they become prey to a sick mind. And it's looking more and more like, he's going to get his head bust down to the white meat, this man who's, molested. I don't know who's going to do it. There's obviously some people lined up to do it, including guy number 3. I don't know. He's down for whatever. I don't know. I think that he's in line for something. What another key point was that the sheriff Mobley said, well, he's got money, or he's connected to money, or some line came shortly after that.
Yes.
He's got money, or he's connected to money, or he's got old family money. Something somewhere money was mentioned, and I don't know what the connection was. Is Sheriff Mobley getting a payoff? I mean, to turn his eye the other way? I don't know.
Well, Jolene did say, since when do you put an eye to anything? You usually look away. She implied that he usually looks away. And he would have looked away at that situation where Victor was stomped out by those guys, and he is used to turning his back on things and not reporting things. So she said, well, why would you report anything to the judge? You're used to kind of like looking away and not reporting anything. Now, you know, Trinity, it was interesting that you said that, you brought that point up, because I was going to say that the dad didn't look like he was really trailer park.
Exactly.
And then, and then the eyes, right?
I don't know
right,
what part of town he lives on, but yeah.
Right. But look,
No,
the
he didn't.
idea that she said, guy number 3, she said, well, you don't have to worry about all the girls, just the poor ones. Meaning, like, you, first of all, the rich kids you wouldn't have access to. If you're from a trailer park, you ain't going to have access to those rich kids. So, but if you're rich, you would prey on the poor kids because nobody cares about them. Nobody's looking, nobody's checking, and nobody would expect that suspect that you're over there messing with those kids. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so look, I want to go over and I want to ask guy number 3 a question here. So let me see if I can run over here. Okay. I'm over here with guy number 3. I'm over here with Rick Ross right now, and I want to ask a question. Okay. Okay, look. So Shelby and her drug addict boyfriend, Rick, not Rick Ross, but Rick, okay, they walk into the local bar to find it filled to the brim with reporters. Reporters. And they notice immediately because, it's usually like 6 people in the bar. Now there's 106, okay? And Shelby immediately sees an opportunity to cash in, all right? And before she could, though, enters JB. Here he comes. A train wreck waiting to happen, okay? But now they exchange a couple of words, Rick and JB, and then Rick and Shelby take off to opposite corners of the bar to work their crack magic on these reporters. And I want to ask guy number 3, do you think that either of them is going to be successful at, really pulling money out of the pockets of these reporters by feeding them, erroneous information or truthful information? What do you think?
They definitely gonna get some profit out. They keep, if they sell a story, if they sell a good story, they definitely get a profit from it. They definitely will able to get a profit out. If they sell the right kind of story the reporters want to hear, they'll definitely get a profit. Them crackheads, they got ways of thinking of stuff. They can put a pen and a skillet together, and they got crack magic, baby.
Well, listen, I agree with you. I personally think if you want to know how to, bring down the deficit, get a crackhead in the house. They'll tell you how to squeeze a dollar out of here and pull it out of here and pull it from over here and get it over here to get the job done. Them crackheads are resourceful. Here's a question. Before we close out, you guys, I have a question for guy number 3, and I may let you guys weigh in on it as well. So, guy number 2. JB huddles with his fellow redneck hillbillies, okay, over a pool table in the back of the seedy bar, and they are plotting their next attack on Victor and now Dax as well. Okay, this time, because his ego is hurt, right? So this time JB is promising to kill them both. Do you think that JB really wanted to sleep with Dax? Or was he just really trying to pull, get him to respond so he could know for sure that he was gay and then have another one that he could attack? And do you think he's going to kill Victor and Dax or one or the other?
No, what I'm thinking is he definitely was trying to get down with Dax. He really wanted to sleep with him. But I also think that, before the real truth comes out, because, Dax did give him the 3-piece, he wants to, have him beat up as well. And I don't think he's going to be able to try to kill them. I mean, we already know that Brody, has got Victor kind of sequestered, and he's not going to let anybody run up in the house to get him. So I don't think the little boy brigade is going to be victorious in trying to win them over and kill them.
Boy brigade,
especially now because, Dax is the First Lady's right-hand man. Let's be clear.
Exactly.
So he ain't going to get but so far. I don't care where his little pickup truck can take him in Happy, but he ain't going to get but so far. So good luck with that. But I don't think he's going to be victorious in trying to kill him.
Okay. Guy number 3, weigh in. What do you think?
I think he's going to try, but he ain't going to be successful. I think he may get his tail kicked again like he did before. Because Dax ain't no punk, baby. He might be gay, but that boy can fight. He kicked his butt and drugged him out by his feet. I ain't seen the boy get a butt kicked like that in a long time. Boy, there was some chickens in the barn fighting. Boy, I've been in the coop hiding under a tray somewhere.
I love it. I love it. Trinity, weigh in. What do you think is going to happen?
There has not been a murder or killing in Happy, and it's going to stay that way. Now, I can't promise they won't get their behind whooped now, because they, obviously Dax can throw down, and so he went in and he underestimated him, and that's JB's own fault, So now they're going to try the jump factor that you don't know. Dex is a city slicker, so he can rightly defend himself, and it might take all 4 or 5 of them, but they're not gonna. No, kill him. No, try and hurt him. Yes, but I think it's gonna work in the reverse. I think that Dax is gonna whoop somebody behind because he's angry. Angry takes you a lot of places.
Oh yeah.
I know that is right and a half of right. And I think that because Dax served JB a mean right and also fears left, that his ego is really bruised and really hurt. And again, I think I mentioned this to you guys last week, and I think I mentioned it to guy number 2. I think that JB is low-key, DL, definitely.
Yes, definitely.
And I think, and I think what it was with Victor, one, that Victor inappropriately approached him in the midst of a group. And so, from where JB stood, he had to defend that. Like, how dare you? And then he had to go to the extreme. And then with Dax, he saw Dax as a good-looking, all-American guy. He's white, I'm white, we can do it. You know what I mean? But remember, Victor was Mexican or something else, and he kind of looked down on that. So he's got a bit of racism in him. You know what I mean? So, he's a racist. So that just compounded the issue as far as JB was concerned. That this Latin guy is coming on trying to pick me up in front of my friends. A mess and a half of a mess. But I do believe that he would have tried to sleep with Dax if given the opportunity. Here's the thing, though. I don't trust JB, and I thought that even if he would have slept with Dax, that he would have been like someone who would have killed him in his sleep after he slept with him. So I do not trust him at all. And this family has too much crazy in them. The daddy is crazy. Okay, y'all can say what you want. Bipolar, tripolar, that thing is crazy. Okay, and then you got that big old lumberjack brother talk about I'll make you disappear. It reminds me a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, they out in the woods, and you get these young people that happen in the town, and everybody's missing one by one. And so I don't trust them. I don't trust JB. I don't trust Dax. I don't trust any of them. Who I trust is that Caitlin. That first lady.
Caitlin gonna get that job done. Thank you.
That's who I trust.
It's like they're both, the president and the first lady, chasing after one person, and it's kind of a race to the finish. Who's going to quarter? It's a war between the two of them, and so now everybody else is a pawn.
Absolutely.
It's a game of chess.
Yeah, they're playing chess. They're not, they're not playing checkers. And Happy Alabama just happens to be the target.
Wow.
For the chessboard.
I love it. It is a virtual chessboard. I love it. So listen, you guys, we have just wrapped this thing up. We have a lot more shows to watch. We got to get on to Sweetie Pies. I have to watch Sweetie Pies. And then we have a couple of other shows. You guys, the Quad is starting, so we're going to be reviewing the Quad. Guy number 3, I want to make sure that you're on helping us to review the Quad. We're going to kill this thing for those who are listening around the world.
Sure it is.
We're going to get on to that thing. So look, I want to thank Guy number 2 for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
I want to thank guy number 3 also for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, Rick Ross. Absolutely.
Down for whatever.
Okay.
Down for whatever. All right.
Absolutely. And once again, you guys, I want to thank the always opinionated, always on point with those opinions now, Trinity.
Yes.
Thanks,
indeed.
everybody. Thanks for having me. Thanks for listening to us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys around the world who are tuned into the after show, thank you for tuning in. We promise to bring you some more funny reviews because we love these shows, and we're going to bring it to you raw and real. We're not going to hold back. No, tune in to the after show because we have more to say. We'll be back next week. Talk to you soon. 5, 4, 3, 2